6:15, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Dulmin Samarasinghe and read by Niranjan Abesundara. The President declares open the South and Southeast Asia's largest tire manufacturing factory in Horana. Executive Council of the Asian Buddhist Peace Summit begins in Colombo. The Prime Minister makes available tax concessions to the film industry. Health authorities say that a special program will be launched to provide the COVID vaccine to the people. In world news, French watchdog condemns police for unlawful use of drones to patrol lockdown. Sports news, the first test of the England tour of Sri Lanka begins in Galle. South and Southeast Asia's largest tire manufacturing factory has been declared open by the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa at Horana today. The plant spans across 150 acres of the Bhagawatha Industrial Zone in Horana. According to reports, an overall investment of $250 million has been estimated for the project. 13th session of the Executive Council of the Asian Buddhist Peace Summit was launched in Colombo today under the pattern of the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Anunayaka of the Malwatha chapter, Venerable Nyango de Sri Virasirasero chaired the sessions. Sri Lanka is the host country of the summit. Asian Buddhist Federation point out Sri Lanka is honoured to host the summit and will lead to close relations with other countries. Representatives of 25 countries joined the summit through Zoom technology. Chairman of the Chair Organising Committee, Venerable Professor Madagada Abetitatero, said that peace can be interpreted in many ways. He pointed out that coexistence, unity and peace are important to the entire world. MP Dr. Vijaydas Rajapaksa delivered the keynote address of the summit. Mongolian Prime Minister Yukhan Jin Kuril-suk addressed the summit through video technology. The Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa decided to make available tax concession to the film industry again, which was denied by the previous government. The program has been implemented from yesterday. Decision has been taken according to requests made to the Prime Minister by those who engage in the film industry. The Prime Minister's office said tax concession will be given when importing technical equipment for film production and screening. Attention has also been paid to give tax concession to funds used for film production and on the income earned by screening films. Director General of Health Service Dr. Hemantha Herath said that a special program will be prepared within the next 2 weeks to provide the COVID vaccine to the people. He told the SLBC assistants of the Health Ministry, provincial health inspectors and provincial health departments will be obtained for the program. Secretary General of Parliament Dhammika Dasanayake said PCR tests will be conducted tomorrow on the Parliament staff. Conducting PCR tests commenced after several parliamentarians were infected with the virus. 463 staff members were subject to PCR tests yesterday. Secretary General said included the Speaker, Mahinda Apabivardhana, and 15 members. Chairman of Sri Lanka Port Authority, Dayya Ratnayake, said that there is no intention to sell or lease out the East Container Terminal of the Colombo Harbour to foreign countries. Meanwhile, General Secretary of the Industries and Services Progress Workers Union, Shyama Suvarnasekara, told the SLBC they had a special discussion about the problem related to the East Container Terminal. Janata Victor Perumal said that he is proposing the government to introduce a new constitution within this year. JP Politburo member K.D. Lalkant said it will provide solutions to many issues. He appreciated the steps taken by the government to control the pandemic. Mr. Lalkant was speaking during a media briefing at the party headquarters this morning. State Minister D.P. Herath said cattle virus had been identified as not being fatal disease. Initially, it was reported the cattle in Delphi Islands were infected with the disease. Thereafter, it spread to Kilinochchi and Vaunea districts. It is spreading island-wide at present. Veterinary doctors and 1037 veterinary officers at the Department of Animal Production and Health have given necessary instruction to control the virus. The police spokesperson DIG Aditya Rohan has said the chief warden of the Avanti Devi Children's Home in Anuradhapura has been arrested. The children's home was complicit in several cases of sexual abuse and other irregularities. DIG Rohan has said police have so far recorded statements from 52 girls housed at the Avanti Devi Children's Home. The Sri Lanka Navy, in cooperation with the Indian High Commission in Colombo, brought ashore a fishing trawler that drifted to the Indian waters, along with 2 fishermen aboard yesterday. The trawler, which left for fishing from Gurunagar in Jaffna, was carried away towards the Indian seas, having experienced engine failure. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Save your card with the balance transfer facility from People's Bank. More details at peoplesbank.lk.
Unlike futile attempts launched previously, we will see the former glory of Digawapia Stupa this time. The Defence Secretary Kamal Gunaratne was addressing media at the Defence Ministry yesterday. He said he'll complete the restoration process within 3 years. Defence Secretary mentioned this at the media briefing held to convey the message of the Digawapia donation account launching ceremony. He said they have opened an account dedicated to the Digawapia restoration project following an assessment at the Parliament and will be launched officially on 22nd of this month at Sri Sambodhi Vihara in Colombo in a ceremony presided over by the Mahasangha and the directive of the President and Prime Minister. He said plans are for to restructure the Sacred Stone precincts, a full-fledged pilgrimage rest house and set up a charming environment by planting saplings of sal and ironwood. Stating the state funds would not be used for this, he said this magnanimous effort requires approximately 1 billion rupees. Therefore, funds will be generated through devotees, local and foreign donors, and from well-wishers as well. The 81st Ratna Sudha chanting organised the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation takes place this evening from the Bemul Bandara Vattawala Vidyakara Piravana Temple. Ratna Sudha chant will be held under the guidance of Chief Monk of the Temple, Venerable Henpitigadara Vinanda Thero. It will broadcast at 6:30 p.m. with SLBC single and commercial service, City FM and regional services. That ends local news for now.
Save your card with the balance transfer facility from People's Bank. Transfer the balance of another credit card to a People's Bank credit card with the lowest interest rate. More details at www.peoplesbank.lk.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The total number of corona patients in the country has exceeded 52,000. Highest number of patients have reported from the Colombo district. Health authorities said the support given by the people in some areas to control the virus is not sufficient. They emphasize it is important to wear a face mask, maintain social distancing and wash hands often. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
On to Watchlight, the Civil Aviation Authority of Sri Lanka set up a dedicated email address caaslpax@caa.lk for passenger approvals with effect from 6th of January 2021. All approvals will be handled through this email address. Passengers are kindly requested to refrain from emailing any other officer's mail address for any passenger approvals. That came to in Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
The French watchdog condemns police for unlawful use of drones to patrol lockdown. Indonesia resumes search for victims and black box of crash jet. Cambodia court convenes for mass treason trial of the opposition. French data privacy watchdog CNIL condemned Interior Ministry for the unlawful use of drones to oversee demonstrations and make sure people were respecting the COVID-19 lockdown. Authorities stressed today the use of such tools by police nationwide broke the law in absence of any regulatory framework. It found that Interior Ministry had not at the time used mechanism to blur the faces of the people filmed by the drones in demonstrations or walking in streets during the lockdown. Indonesian divers resumed search today for remains of 62 victims and the cockpit voice recorded from the Sriwijaya airplane that plunged into the Java Sea soon after takeoff last weekend. The search at the crash site of the Boeing 737-500, which was traveling from Jakarta to Pontianak, was temporarily suspended yesterday after bad weather whipped up high seas. A court in Cambodia convened today for the treason trial of scores of opposition figures, one of a series of cases seen by activists as moves by the ruling party to sideline threats to its political monopoly. Defendants are among 101 people affiliated with the dissolved Cambodia National Rescue Party who are charged with treason and incitement. Of more than 60 defendants summoned to the pier today, 11 showed up, according to Sam Sokong, a defense lawyer who represents dozens of defendants. And back to the headline to the world news. French watchdog condemns police for unlawful use of drones to patrol lockdown. Indonesia resumes search of victims and black box of crash jet. Cambodia court convenes for mass treason trial of opposition. That was world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development news. State Minister for Rural Roads and Other Infrastructure, Nimal Lanza, said proposed road development activities, road widening and construction of tunnel will be expedited to reduce traffic congestion in Kandy. State Minister was speaking at a meeting of the Rural Infrastructure Development Committee in the Kandy district yesterday at the district secretariat regarding the scope of the ministry. He also requested relevant political authority to submit proposals through the District Development Committee for the construction of vertical car parks to reduce traffic congestion in Kandy. That was development news. And on to sports news. It's cricket. The first test match of the England tour of Sri Lanka is underway in Galle. Batting first, Sri Lanka were all of 135 in their first innings. England were 127 for 2 wickets at stumps today. New Zealand captain Sophie Devine hit the fastest century in women's 2020 history in a domestic match for Wellington Blaze. She reached 100 off only 36 balls, beating the record held by Deandra Dottin, who made 38-ball century for West Indies in 2010. Football news. World Cup winning goalkeeper Hope Solo says sacrifice has to be made in the fight for equal pay for United States women's national team. The team's lawsuit for equal pay was dismissed in May 2020 with an appeal filed against the decision. They've been seeking $66 million in damages under the Equal Pay Act. That was sports news. On to business news. Cabinet ministers this week granted approval to implement the provisions of the proposed standard operating procedure for manufacturing, assembling and manufacturing of spare parts of vehicles in Sri Lanka. It is lobbied by country's automotive component manufacturers, led by the Sri Lanka Automotive Component Manufacturers Association. That was business news. Economic news, courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. It will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
The Colombo Stock Exchange yesterday recorded 2 significant milestones, with the market capitalization reaching an all-time high value of 3.25 trillion rupees, recording 52,559 trades. It's the highest number of trades recorded within a market day. The number of trades carried out yesterday surpassed the previous record of 49,921 carried out in August 18, 2011. The benchmark all-share price index gained 160.99 points, closing the day at 7443.23, which is the highest recorded since August 21st, 2015. The S&P SL 20 index, which includes 20 largest and most liquid stocks, also increased by 39 points to close at 2782.17. That is economic news.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
No, Amma. We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
Oh, really? How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy. She might be feeling very uncomfortable. The airport must be heavily crowded because it's a season.
Amma, calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. There's nothing to worry.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
On to the weather. Met Department said several spells of showers will occur in the northern, north, central, eastern Nuva provinces and the Mandalay and Nuva districts. Short thundershower will occur at several places. Heavy fall, about 50 millimeters, can be expected some places as well. Back to the headlines of the news. The President declares open the South and Southeast Asia's largest tire manufacturing factory in Horana. Executive Council of the Asian Buddhist Peace Summit begins in Colombo. The Prime Minister makes available tax concessions to the film industry. Health authorities say that a special program will be launched to provide the COVID vaccine to the people. In the world news, French watchdog condemns police for unlawful use of drones to patrol lockdown. Sports news, first test match of the England tour of Sri Lanka begins in Kabul. That in the news.